History tells us a story on why there is rebellion in the Philippines. The Communist Rebellion in the Philippines is an ongoing conflict between the government, the Philippines, and the New People's Army, which is the armed wing of the Marxist, Leninist, Maoist Communist Party of the Philippines. The conflict is also associated with the National Democratic Front of the Philippines, which serves as the political wing of the CPP. It is the world's oldest existing communist insurgency and is the largest, most prominent communist conflict in the Philippines. But the government never stopped hoping for a peaceful country, and it is in doing its best to address the problems that our countrymen are experiencing and hopes to help those who were misguided to come back to the fold of the law. Today, we have with us a brother and a sister who wish to come back and build a new life.
A team leader and S4 of Team DOS, Platoon South Ilocos Sur, Kumiteng Larangang Guerrilla, SIS, Ilocos Cordillera Regional Committee of the Communist Party of the Philippines New People's Army, Jomar Tumbaga alias Michael, also known as Jomar Tumbaga Y Ganado, was listed number M8 as team member of Team 2 Platoon 1, Platoon South SIS, Kumiteng Larangang Guerrilla South Ilocos Sur, Ilocos Cordillera Regional Committee of the official periodic status report of threat groups for the second quarter CY 2020, and his party wife, whose true name is Gretchen Junicio GM or Gian, was listed number M23 as member of Team 1, Platoon 2, Platoon South SIS, Kumiteng Larangang Guerrilla South Ilocos Sur, Ilocos Status Threat Group Report for the second quarter calendar year 2020, respectively surrendered with firearm and explosives to the police under the Police Regional Office Cordillera on October 15, 2020 at Barangay Karikitan, Corner, Apayao Province.
Their decision to abandon the armed struggle due to the hardship they experienced inside the underground movement and life in the mountain is of arduous toil, strict schedule on family visitations, inadequate support provided by the underground movement, and citing the lack of food, to clean their name from the records of authorities and return to the folds of the law and live peaceful life together with their 8-month-old son. The surrender of the two NPA cadre was done through the efforts of the Regional Intelligence Division of Police Regional Office Cordillera under the supervision of Police Colonel Reynaldo Pasiwen and guidance of Regional Director Police Brigadier General Arwin Santa Ana Pagkalinawan. At this point, may we request Police General Cascolan to lead the recital of the denunciation of membership to CPP-NPA.
Makalingay natin yung team. Ikarit di parang ipabawi, isusuporta, iti-NPA. Ikarit ng balim, anapudlo iti gobyerno. Ken karagiti umili iti Cordillera kabain iti. Panang panaw ko itinabimit at ignay. Ken may kaliliwas at kapangutan ng hindi terorista. Anang lilaw kanya. Natibler at panangibabawi. Ito suporta iti CPP-NPA. Ken kon dinarek dagiti kinadakis ken kinaulbod a panangawis ken karkarida italbog ti kaptiya ken panagduras iti pamilya maki tinulungan iti kapulisan ken datuma panagkabagi dilintek amang repo ken maglapit iti panagtingnay di CPP-NPA. Tumulungan ang mga pangitan sa dudo iti panagboluntaryo babain iti panangipahay kung iti umno nga impormasyon kadag iti panakabagi dilintek tapno at paligid ilaban iti terorismo ken kinaranggan. Arabilag na ito'y asik puso kenawan panagduduwa tapno maipakita anapudlo at iti kari. Tarabayena iti inuwasu. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, kung napawakan, sir.
And now, Police General Camilo Pancrasius Cascolan will present the surrendered CTG and MB firearms to be assisted by Police Brigadier General Arwin Pacalinawan.
Okay na. Yun yun.
Police Regional Office Cordillera, in partnership with 503rd Infantry Brigade, 5th ID PA, and 702nd Infantry Brigade, 7th ID PA, with support from concerned local government units of Cordillera, have conjointly exerted efforts to persuade those who were exploited by the deceitful propaganda of the CPP, NPA, NDF, victimizing those vulnerable sectors of the community. As it turns from calendar year 2018 to date, there were 92 regular CTG members, 139 MB members, and 25 CTG supporters who surrendered together with 73 assorted firearms and cruiser weapons as manifestation of their sincerity in returning to the folds of the law.
Wala lang ano.
Oo, wala nang gagalaw.
Ganyan na lang, okay na yan. Sila na lang, ipiin ko lang muna. Dito. Sige, dito.
Pankalaan yan. Ang kagdagalawan. Nagpapada tayo mga...
Oh, yun.
Kayo, parang wala nang...
So, parang galing sa Kadete ito. Si Victor Corpus. Si Sir Corpus. Carbin. M1. Go.
Kaya pida yan.
Doon media, doon kayo, doon.
Dito raw tayo. Kaya tas tayong konti. Ito po. Ma'am, wala nang gagalaw. Ay, naku. Sir.
Oh, Jerry!
Uy, yan o. Yan sir.
Sabi, mainit yan. Alis ka na.
Yung fumes sir, yung fumes. Sir, ingat sir. Sir, tingin sir.
Sir, tingin dito.
Thank you sir.
Sir, dito.
Uy.
Let us now proceed at the Marinan Hall for the inauguration and unveiling.
Ito yung kapatid niya sa Merinol eh. Yan, ito yung Maita sir eh. Best friend niya Maita. Best friend lang. Ko sir. Gano'n? Hindi ka inaway ah. Hindi naman sir.
Members of the Prophet sir, kayo
Yes.
sir, with the just last month, spearheaded actually the laptop.
Sige, sige.
Lalo na yung para bukas. How would you parang strengthen them?
Well, we will be, as I've said, we will be going to the barangays. We will be establishing assistance desk. At least 2 PNP per assistance desk per barangay. Kung hindi kaya, cluster natin talaga yan. And then what we will be doing is that we will always be looking at our PNP response team. Doon sa mga barangays, we need to go closer to them. We need to be very, very visible. In so doing, yung mga lugar na mga kung saan may nag-surrender, at least magbibigay tiwala sa atin. At makikita nila na ang serbisyo ng pulis, hindi lang yung pag-surrender nila, kundi tuloy-tuloy po yan. So we will continue and sustain our assistance there. Yes.
Nandito po kayo sa Cordillera, pero talagang I'm sure you know na medyo may problema tayo dito sa cultivation of marijuana. And yung mga lugar kung saan nagkakaroon ng eradication, paulit-ulit na talagang mga lugar. Sir, do you have anything parang plan on how we can eradicate or fully stop the cultivation na paulit-ulit sa pare-parehas?
Yes, we will have to sustain this. Kaya kung makikita nyo, marami na ngayon mga marijuana na binubunot, maliliit pa lang. Para pag binunot mo, wala nang seeds na lalabas, wala siyang seeds. So from there on, continuous yan, continuous. Wala na malalaglag, so hindi na magkakaroon ng production dyan. Hindi na ulit tutubo. So that's one thing that we need to do. Second is, through maintaining and sustaining our operations against marijuana, we will continue to patrol these areas. Kung meron pa rin ulit, bata pa, bunutin na natin. Pagkatapos, hindi na tutubo.
Follow-up po.
Gusto ko lang magpapamedical lang sa buwan.
Bihira kung meron man na may nahuhuling cultivators. Meron po ba tayong orders related dito sa mga cultivators?
Well, alam mo, yung mga barangay kung minsan, dyan din sila kumikita eh. Just like what we are doing here right now, we are trying to see if kung may mga tanim talaga na yung pinilit na tanim talaga yan, yung talagang tanim, we are trying to look at a lot of suspects already. We are enjoining everybody to give us the information so that we will be able to know the cultivators or yung producers ng itong mga production na ito.
So, possible po ba na titingnan natin yung mga lot owners?
Yes, of course. Pero karamihan kasi na nasa bundok, it's public land eh. Pero kung nandyan lang sa tabi at kung hanapin po namin, we will evaluate, we will review kung may titulo, kung may merong pangalan yung titulo, mas maganda.
Sa lastly po, you are from the Cordillera. Do you believe that marijuana cultivation is part of the culture of the Cordillera as what was said prior to, like, in the past administrations of the PNP?
Marijuana is grass. Marijuana is damo. Ang damo tumutubo kahit saan. It's not cultivated by Cordilleras. Cordilleras never does that. It just so happened that it's there and being used. So yung mga iba, nakita nila na merong kwan pala. Actually, this is a herbal plant. But because of the effects of it, we need to at least remove it and eradicate it from our communities.
Yes, sir, hindi din sa kaalaman na napakalaki ng ginampanan tungkulin ng kapulisan ng pandemic. So, how are they doing now, especially
Well, very good. And we really are proud, most especially here in the Cordillera. You have the triage areas, you have a mayor that's so good in Baguio City. All our people, all the Cordillerans are doing their job. And kahit sa mga malalayo, pinupuntahan nila. Doon din sa Manila, ganun din. Kaso nga lang, mahirap talaga sa Manila is sobrang dami ng tao. And we are trying to protect our borders so that this pandemic will not escalate.
Kumusta po yung mga naapektuhan ng COVID-19?
Mga pulis natin. Mga pulis natin is more than 6,700 plus yung naapektuhan as of now. But we have a recovery rate of 6,000, recovery number of more than 6,100. So we still have 600 that are still on quarantine. But unluckily, we had 20 already that have died. 5 officers and 15 PNCOs. But we will do our best really that our people will not be affected by this COVID pandemic.
Do we have isolation facilities?
Yes. For every region, we have quarantine facilities. More especially sa NCR and in Krame, we were the first ones who had the RT-PCR laboratory. May isa na doon, meron ding isa na kaming pagproduce. Bali magiging dalawa yung RT-PCR laboratory natin sa Krame. One will be established in Cebu, the other one will be established in Davao. And we hope that we would be able to establish in each region RT-PCR laboratories.
Ano yung payo natin sa ating kapulisan pagbalik nila? Babalik sa trabaho ulit?
Well, mag-ingat na lang po tayo. Stay safe, keep healthy, follow the anti-COVID protocol.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Maraming salamat. Maraming salamat.